Dating in Mexico vs China. What no one tells you. By the way, in Mexico, it's so hot. Like, seriously, I can't even. Let's go straight to the questions and please be my guest in the comment section. Number 1. Who makes the faster move, Mexican or Chinese men? Oh, this is a juicy one. In Mexico, men usually go straight for the flirt. Compliments, long stares, and long stories. Maybe even a cheesy pickup line like, "Are you tired because you have been running over my mind the whole day?" Gosh. In China, instead, they will be way more subtle. Like they will follow you on WeChat for a whole month. Give me a break. That's way too slow. Before even hinting that they like you. What do you guys think? Well, I'm a little bit, I've been telling all these stories of my Latina girls that date these Chinese men, or they don't even date. I mean, they go out on these sporadic one-night stand express encounters, and they don't have to be 1 month in WeChat for them to ask them out, to be inviting them to their hotel rooms, and they don't have to even get to know them to right away accept such invitations. And then they say like, it happened what it had to happen. So yeah, but what usually happens after these encounters or these intimate meetings is that they ghost them, and they are wondering, that's the main issue of them consulting me, why is it that Chinese men end up ghosting me? Like so many times girls have these stories, Mexican girls or Latinas in Colombia, Ecuador, Salvador. Like they meet up, they kiss, they made out, hook up, is that how you call it? Sorry, I'm just very unaware of this vocab. Anyways, I'm doing my best. And they're just wondering, why is it that they end up just ghosting them, disappearing, better said. Like, since you guys I'm not sure whether you know, but in WeChat, you cannot really get to see whether the person saw the message or the message was delivered. Whereas in WhatsApp, you at least get to see whether the person received the message or got to see it. So they are just in a very anxious state of I don't know whether he saw it or he hasn't seen it or he just disappeared. Like, I cannot contact him anymore. And usually this is because, of course, these guys are just playing with them. If they will be interested, I'm sure they will continue the whole thing. But once again, these girls might be giving themselves away too fast. So therefore, they discover what they had to discover, what they had in mind, and there's no more to discover. So they just go on to the next victim or the next prey. How to say? I mean, the next objective, the next girl. Next question, who's more romantic? Mexican guys can be super passionate. Flowers, serenades, texting mi amor every 5 minutes. Give me a break. Tell me about all that jazz. I'm just tired of that, really. I'm nothing for that anymore. I still remember the last serenade. Oh my God. And the hundreds and hundreds of roses that they bring. Nowadays in Mexico, it's just super popular to be like for them to be giving you these hundreds, if not thousands of roses bouquets, which are called ramo buchon, because it basically comes from this culture of like the narco culture here that being too excessive about anything. Like all these gifts are super luxurious, super big, super like just very much, And girls will be just posting on their Insta stories like how well this guy treats them, giving them all these luxurious gifts plus these very huge bouquets of roses. I've been given those too, but in my personal taste, oh, by the way, the moon here is just getting so beautiful. It's not that pleasant to see 200-300 roses die at once. I don't enjoy that. Anyways, I do enjoy receiving flowers, but just a few elegant bouquet will be just fine, not like this excessive thing. Chinese men, their version of romance is sending you soup when you are sick. That was so funny. That's so true. I think I will go for that instead of the 300 roses. I've enjoyed the roses, but what? They died time after time, and we are not together no more with those guys. So I just left with those pictures. It was so very heavy, to take out these bouquets. But girls like that, I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's all about women being showy for other women, especially on social media, which I really dislike about me posting anything regarding anyone and all that jazz. I mean, all that you are given in order for other women to be like, oh, she gets to have that and I don't get to have anything. How come she gets that? So it's just being, this just buys you somehow a ticket for jealousy or envy. So I prefer to stay private. Anyhow, let's continue with the Chinese side. So the version of the romance is sending you soup when you are sick or showing up with a portable heater in winter. It's hilarious, but not just in winter, whenever you're in your period. Talking about the case, like you're feeling, So they will be like, oh, drink something warm. I'll buy you some hot drinks. I will send it to you. Of course, especially when delivery is just so easy peasy in China. They will deliver you some hot drinks, hot soup, or prepare for you hot soup. I had no one in my life ever prepare me hot soup before. So, yeah. But that's done pretty much in China, as well as like the hot package for you to put in your stomach and to stop feeling cramps. Sorry, my rusty English. So which kind of romance do you like better? Summary: less words, more actions. I prefer that, seriously. But sometimes you are like, do you like me or are we just classmates? Precisely, like there are so many girls asking me, like, is this the kind of Chinese hinting on a woman thing, or is it just like, I don't get it? Because the thing is, in Mexico, men here are too talkative. They go like just way too much talk and way too little actions, which the best thing is like for a man to not say anything and to do everything. That's just the best. It's just like if a man couldn't speak, how could you tell like he really is into you? Because you could see his actions, right? And the Chinese side is more into action. So I will give a point for the Chinese in this regarding romance, because having roses and having all these things like excessive serenades, and by the way, we can still have serenades in Mexico because so many of us still live in like these kind of homes, not like apartments. In China, I find it will be hard for a man to give you a serenade because how the mariachi will go up there. Anyways, it's also our culture. So it's very nice. I was given this serenade. Was it last year or the year before? No, it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, there was this one guy that brought me this serenade. And it's just nice, of course, with all these roses and all this show. And I was like, he's so romantic. But after a while, I was like, he was just pretending that much, because I felt it was not really genuine. Anyways, by how the story ended up. Number 3, is jealousy a thing in both cultures? Oh, Mexican men are just a winner here, I'm sure. I'm so sure. It's just annoying, they're controlling. Yes, but it looks very different. In Mexico, it's like, who gave you this like in social media? Why are you going out with this top? By the way, I'm wearing a top just like now. Maybe some will be jealous. I mean, this precise note is talking about, hey, this is getting so dark. I need some light. In my own opinion, it's not pleasant at all that a guy will be judging upon your looks or deciding whether or not they're fine for you to go out, especially when they met you wearing such clothes and they want to change you like as time passes by. So I have this story. I was living in Shenzhen and I was this Mexican girl walking down Coco Park one night wearing short shorts. It was summer night, and give me a break. Everyone in China the girls are just wearing short shorts. Not in Mexico though, but in China, legs are like fine. People don't look at you like the legs are like, it's just very normal. Anyways, supposedly I was like looking fine up to him. So he chose at me because my appearance and my outfit. And we ended up dating. We were boyfriend and girlfriend. And after a while we went shopping, and I remember I chose this dress that I really like it. And 1 year after we were together, he ended up saying that this dress was very short and that I shouldn't be wearing it anymore. And I was like, you bought it yourself, this outfit. You helped me to decide. It was cool back when we were shopping. You said it just very nice. So this was just a little bit annoying. Anyways, maybe it's just a little bit insecurity from the man because the outfit was not vulgar. I can totally understand whenever it comes to like being showy, especially in Mexico. So many women can fall into this, they are way too showy. Like even for myself, when I go out with some guy friends and I'm right away looking, because it's not possible for you not to look at like the whole body of that one girl that is wearing like sometimes too tight clothes or too showy. So in that regard, I will totally agree that, it really depends, because guys here, some of them really enjoy walking by the side of a woman that is cutting all the attention. I specifically myself don't feel it's classy. It's not nice to have that catchy attention from all male and woman all around because you are being too voluptuous, too vulgar, too showy. You kind of get it. You must get what I mean by now, guys. Anyways, here is the thing, in Mexico, especially in Guadalajara, it's just very common to see this kind of outfits or clothing. And somehow men will like it, but at the end they will end up being jealous about it. So anyways, China is a different story. Girls there wear shorts and men will not look at the legs. Here legs are something very spicy to look at, and here people rarely wear dresses or shorts, but they do. They like to wear very tight pants here, and they want their figure to show up. The Mexican kind of guy that will be, like, who gave you this like? Especially me, like doing this social media for so long. I get likes every day. I don't really post such pictures, showy pictures or pictures that will provoke men to give comments. But although even these videos can be provoking for some, I mean, but if somebody will be questioning why they gave me likes or why they give me comments, give me a break. That's part of the whole scene. And I also have a story after the COVID happened. I went out with this follower of mine. A follower, it's just like the same story with different kind of tech context. So he was a follower once, just like the one guy that looked at me and he liked my outfit. He liked how I looked. And he got me, yeah? He, not seduced me, but he pursued me. And this one other was my follower. So he was giving likes just like at the rest of the followers. And suddenly we ended up dating. And afterwards he was just so very into who was following me, who was giving me comments, likes and all that jazz. And I was like, oh my God, it's just so immature. I will not really put that much energy on that myself, especially because I'm not posting pictures, videos or whatsoever in order to crave that kind of male attention. And you know which kind of male attention I'm talking about. So why bother? Seriously, I will also myself not choose to date such individuals that post pictures without a shirt, just showing up their abs and their whole bodies. Although I like healthy men or people in general, but I will not choose such kind of really attention craving males, especially males. I saw the Chinese being jealous and doing things under the water with your phone on following friends of yours. I will really be annoyed by someone just doing that. It's my privacy, right? And the other one, who gave you this like? Oh gosh, give me a break. You want a beautiful woman and you don't want her to be given likes? I don't get it. Anyways, number 4, who moves faster in relationships? Believe it or not, Chinese guys can go from first date to let's get married. I know it very well, and you guys know it very well by now. Exactly. But I believe there is a reason for that. So they kind of plan their lives okay, I'm going to primary school, I'm going to high school, I'm getting into university, I have all this stress. And after university, once you made it in life, you start working and getting your savings and getting your assets, because the next step is coming. The big step in your life, you have to get a wife and a house and everything to be prepared in order for you to be able with having enough credentials to get a family. So it's very different the way love works in China and Mexico. Here is more like the feeling, and there is more like the timeline, the time frame of your life, and when things have to be done, at which pace, and which are the filters and the requirements for each stage to get married. Either you are, a pass, or you are not, because your assets aren't enough for you to be able to be a catch. Whereas in Mexico, if you are just, flirtatious enough, you can get things done. Like, you can't just be boyfriend and girlfriend, live together for years and years, and nothing much can happen. You can procreate here. A lot of women have babies with men, not just with one man, maybe with multiple men. Some women have like 3 different males that have had babies with, and they are single moms because they don't really focus on having this base or this well-established marriage and all that. They more focus on the feeling. So the feeling can be very tricky, and whatever the feeling is like of getting roses and being, getting in the talk of like, you're beautiful, I love you, and all these text messages is just like, so what? So what is next? So what are you gonna offer me in order for us to have a family, etc.? Anyways, they don't have such filters here, and you can clearly see that. Yeah? Okay, so especially in my city, there are so many single moms. At my age, it's just very rare that I don't have children. It's just very, very rare. You cannot imagine. Like, seriously. I have friends that have like 2 children from 2 different fathers, and none of them have gotten married with them, or they have none of them have asked them to marry them ever. So will the third one be asking? Who knows? Many of these men are just playing with those single moms because they are craving also some affection and the male role for their children, etc. Anyways, it just works very different in China. No kidding, especially if they are older or feel ready to settle down in China, that they will be asking in 3 weeks to get married. Yeah, they just go step by step. I mean, it's fine in a way, but it's also not fine in another way. I mean, the feeling sometimes is lacking, They don't just do things very mechanically. So whether they have love or not in their veins, or they have this kind of sparkle, it doesn't really matter. Whether if it's suitable, it's suitable, and that's it. You're going with that. You don't have a choice. You're too old, or it's too late, or you're a leftover woman. So it's better this than nothing. Whereas in Mexico, people go with the feeling, but they go too much with the feeling, to the extent of like, girls, I'm always telling these girls, stop opening your legs just for the feeling. If these guys are not giving anything, like any, stability and security after that, they're just running away, and you are left with these children to be taken care of for the rest of your life. I don't understand. What is that kind of love? Let's continue. I'm a mix, I guess, because I lived too many years in China, and also I'm from Mexico, and also you can see very clearly from my personality that I'm a passionate human being. But roses and words are just not my love language anymore. Meanwhile, in Mexico, we could be dating for a year and still not be novios, boyfriend and girlfriend, officially. So yeah, timelines are now on a completely different calendar. Exactly. So why are here in Mexico some girls accepting to be not just dating, like really hooking up, more to say, with these guys that are not having them, are not giving them any title or any benefit, apart from just, I know these girls that are just like waiting, like on their phones during the weekend for these guys to text them, like, would you like to come over stay at my place, let's watch some movies. This is like the best plan they can come up with. Of course, they don't want to invest anymore because this girl is not worth the investment. They are very clear about that. So this girl, which is looking so hot, she has a very hot body. And I mean, she is ready for that. She will pack all her things in the car, like her change of tomorrow. You know what? Why? Because tomorrow she has work from early morning, so she has to go prepare in order for her to not come back home. She will be driving her way. I mean, why am I telling you all this? You guys know. She's driving all, but I'm telling you in order to explain you how is the Mexican situation. So she's driving all the way from her home to this guy's home, which can sometimes take even 40 minutes long, with her clothes for tomorrow work. I mean, this is all doing delivery, free delivery. I don't get it. There was this one time where she went and he kind of said like she needed to evacuate the place. So she left, and somehow because they were drinking, she got caught in the police at 2 a.m. in the morning in the highway, Mexican police, and they got her like to test her, you know, the alcoholimetro. And she was positive. So she got run down and stayed there for a couple of hours, just doing all this nonsense in order to go see this guy. So her whole expectation was to wait for his text in order to be able to go home right away, driving home, change clothes, be there ready for whenever he wanted, and leave whenever he wanted. Yeah, and then not just that, but going to work the next day. And it was just hilarious. It's just nonsense. I believe maybe in China there is more respect or self-respect from women not doing such, not, you know, kind of being involved in these kind of situationships. However, I believe maybe in Mexico, because the ratio of women versus men is just much higher. I believe there's like 6 women for every man here in Mexico. Plus, there are so many gays. I mean, this is the ratio. Guadalajara is the number 1 gay city in all Mexico. So there are these very beautiful women, gorgeous woman, like really you cannot stop staring. I mean, I myself, like whenever I'm in the restaurant and this woman come, like, wow. And there are 6 women for every man. So women are just desperate, making the first moves, you know, like they are just non-hesitant on doing the move because otherwise they feel they're gonna be left behind. Number 5. What's the biggest culture shock in dating a Chinese man? 3 words, no PDA ever. What is that? Mexican couples are kissing on the bus? Ah, okay. Holding hands on the OXXO, hugging at the tortilleria, which is the tortilla maker. With a Chinese guy, that first kiss might take weeks or months. Well, my followers are not telling me such. They just go straight into business the first night. And when it finally happens, it will be somewhere super awkward, like inside an elevator with 3 strangers. I don't know. Yeah, that's a very big cultural shock. A lot of followers tell me, like, although they get right into business the first night, they are not very romantic in public. They don't like to publicly express their emotions, whether they have or not. Because one thing is that you wanna go and, you know, be with a girl at night. Another very different thing is that you wanna hug a girl because you have this feeling in front of everybody. You will not care. So perhaps it's the latter, that Chinese men are not showing emotions because they don't have emotions, maybe. Am I talking like a Russian? Okay, next. Who's more likely to introduce you to their family quickly? A, definitely Chinese men, especially if they are serious, like second date serious. Mexican men, you might meet la mama after 6 months if you're lucky, unless she's the one doing his laundry. Yeah, sometimes Mexican will not introduce unless, because they are not that serious. But yeah, it really depends. So many of my followers are very hurt because the Chinese men are not wanting to introduce them to their families because maybe they are not serious. Number 7. How do Mexican vs Chinese men express love? Mexican use words like te amo, te extraño, mi reina. Oh my god. Chinese men use actions. Love it. Just keep using actions, no matter where you're from, man. Just use actions. Forget you can speak even. Just use actions. Chinese men use actions like fixing stuff, cooking noodles, giving you their charger when yours died. Oh God. This is such a romantic action. At first, you think he's cold because he doesn't speak that much. He doesn't tell you you're beautiful. You're a queen. You're the most beautiful woman in the world. Then you realize he just spent 3 hours finding your favorite snack online. Aww. I mean, I don't eat snacks. Number 8. So, who would you rather date? Depends. If you want drama, passion, and someone who will dance with you in the kitchen, go for a Mexicano. No, I will skip. I don't want drama. I don't want passion. If you want consistency, sweet little actions, and a guy who will remember your cat's birthday, Chinese all the way. Or you could date both and write a book. Yeah, you can date both and decide who is better for you. Let me know which one do you prefer, Mexican or Chinese love, and if you have dated them both. I need the tea. Spill it below. Woo! I will just give a pass on both, to be honest. At this very moment, none of them for me.